Security Advisor Jake Sullivan discussed a wide range of international issues with Chinese President Xi Jinping on Thursday, including cross-strait relations, Russia, trade and concern over fentanyl. There are now plans in the works for a direct call between Xi and US President Joe Biden, as Caroline Malone reports for more.
Well, this was an important meeting between the US National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan and the Chinese President Xi Jinping that went on for many hours over Thursday on his final day of a 3-day trip to Beijing. Now, this potentially paves the way for a phone call between the US President Joe Biden and Xi Jinping that could happen in the short term in a matter of weeks. And in fact, some suggestion now that the two, Xi and Biden, might even have a meeting face-to-face on the sidelines of one of the international events they both attend, potentially APEC or G20, that happens later this year. Both sides speaking this week about the importance of stabilizing relations and wanting to move forward and keep communications open. Sullivan had a number of meetings in Beijing this week. In those meetings, he was able to discuss a range of issues, everything from cross-strait relations, that includes the South China Sea and Taiwan-Chinese relations, to China's continued support for Russia and the US concern over that, mutual concern over the Middle East, of course, wanting the US in particular wanting to get to a ceasefire between Gaza and Israel, the US concern over fentanyl and how some precursors come from China and then produced into the drug fentanyl in Mexico and end up in the US. That was something that was on the agenda, as well as artificial intelligence. And also military-to-military communication. Sullivan had a very important meeting with a top military advisor to Xi earlier in the week. That was an opportunity to solidify plans for a call between regional commanders of the different militaries that could happen again in the short term. That, again, is a push to try and stabilize relations between these two superpowers and, more than anything, really keep communications open so that they avoid any unintentional escalation. Caroline Malone in Washington for DD India.